Hi everyone, it's Chris here from Cryptocurrent, and today I'm going to be talking about everything that a chart can offer. How to manipulate a chart, the things you can do with it, how to draw, how to pull up indicators, all of that type of stuff. I hope you guys enjoy it, so let's just get into it. Here on the chart up here we have the ticker, the symbol search. This is like your little Google search engine for any type of coin you want to look through. So if we wanted to, for example, search up Ethereum, which is the ticker name is ETH, you just go ahead and type ETH into this little box and find whichever exchange you wanted to look at the price action from. So let's just go ahead and click on Coinbase, that would be one. And then it'll take the chart to the Ethereum US dollar Coinbase chart. Right beside this ticker up here, we have the time frame button. So here we can adjust the time frame anywhere from minutes to months. And what that means is that each candlestick will represent the time frame you give it, right? So right now, each little candle represents 1 day's worth of price action. We could go ahead and change it to the 4 hours, which means that each candlestick represents 4 hours worth of price action. This compare tool is not very often used. I'm not sure you guys will really need it. Maybe in further future videos I'll go over it. But I'm just going to skip over that for now. Over here on indicators is going to be a really important one. A lot of traders, or just when you're analyzing markets, people use indicators, which are kind of like tools that you can use to determine whether or not a given asset is going to go up or down or sideways or whatever. One of the most common ones, I would say, would just be the RSI, which stands for Relative Strength Index. So you can search it up here on this little search bar. Go ahead and click on it, and it'll apply to your chart, just like that. You can put as many indicators as you want, and there are thousands out there, so there's a lot of variety as to which ones you use. Every trader uses different ones, but the majority stick to the 5 main ones, which are the RSI, the MACD, moving averages, volume, and the Bollinger Bands. Those are the most popular from my experience. Anyways, these over here are also not very relevant for cryptocurrencies in particular, more so for analyzing companies and stocks. So we're just going to skip over those for now as well. Alerts also, this is not very important. You could, however, create alerts that would, for example, make your phone ring when Ethereum went above $800. Just like a little alarm clock. I never use it, but it's an option there. These things are also not very relevant, in my opinion, but this one right here, this setting, the chart properties, will be. So here in chart properties, you can change the way your candlesticks look. You can, change the time zone. You can change how precise the measurements are, the way it looks, the scaling of the chart, a lot of things you can mess around with. I leave it to the default, just the way it comes. That's how most people do it as well. You can also click this button here, which will put you into full screen mode, which will enlarge this, to your whole screen. Here you have what's called a watch list, right? This watch list is just other stocks you can put up there and add. So say, for example, you wanted to have Ethereum, which I already have there. You can have it up here so you can look at the Ethereum chart while you're looking at, any other chart. Or say you wanted to look at the Litecoin chart, you could just go ahead and it's like a shortcut. Moving down here, this is the y-axis, and this is the price. If you click on it, you can go ahead and enlarge it and squeeze it. So sometimes when you want to see more price action, you can go ahead and squeeze it and then zoom out, and it'll look a lot nicer. Or if you want to zoom into a particular, price range or area, you can just zoom in and then get a lot more information from it. Down here we have the time frames, or just the dates, I guess. It'll be different depending on which time frame you use, but these dates over here, go from December 9th, 10th, 11th, etc. This little auto button is really useful, and I really want this, want to let you guys in on this. I've heard, or I've gotten a lot of comments on, why does my chart look so weird? Why does my chart look like this? Like all like small, or why does my chart look super like enlarged? And what that means is that you just change time frames, right? So right now I'm on the 4-hour. If I change to the 30-minute, it would look all like wonky and weird. So all you have to do is click this little auto button and it'll make it look, nice, like readable. That's really useful as well. This log chart is something I will be going over in a future video, but it's also very important. It's more for longer time frames and following macro trends as opposed to short-term movements, but it is still very useful. Here you have the price that's constantly changing. Here you have the time frames. It's like a little shortcut. So if I wanted to see all of the price action from the past 365 days, you can go ahead and click that and you'll get that, starting from 2020 almost to 2021 now. Or if you wanted to do, the last 5 days, it would go ahead and do that from the 12th all the way to the 17th. Over here on this side of the chart, on the left-hand side, we have a ton of little tools that we can use to draw lines, to use Fibonacci extensions, to insert text box, to measure percentage gains. I'm just going to go through that nice and quickly. This little button right here allows you to draw, if you just click on it straight up, just like this. It allows you to draw lines, right? And why some people use lines is because it helps them visualize where a support level is or where a resistance is. That's also something I'm going to be going into more detail in future videos, but just know for now that this is the little tool you can use for that in the future. There's a ton of other little features or other types of lines you can draw, like just a horizontal line like that. You could draw rays, for price targets, or parallel channels, for example, That doesn't really matter, but if you're into charting, you can go ahead and do that. Over here we have everything related to the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence is a type of theory that claims that the market moves in ratios and proportionally. So it goes up to certain levels and it falls down to certain levels. This tool over here, this tool right here, the Fibonacci one, is exactly that. What a lot of traders will do is they'll take the highest point of a chart or of a given time frame and then drag it, put it down to the lowest part, and then they'll get these levels, right? Like on the chart, the 0.5 and the 0.618, and you probably hear a lot of traders talking about this. This is just the Fibonacci sequence, which you don't really need to understand mathematically to use it, but it is one that's available right here on the left-hand side of the chart. Or you can do, Alt F, All right, so moving on to the next one, we have, the tool to color around. So you can like draw things on it if you want to get all artistic or whatever. You have a highlighter if you want to highlight certain zones or areas. Path, little rectangles you can draw. Curved lines. Some people do their trend lines like this, right, to demonstrate exponential moves. That's all up to you, however you want to chart. I'll be going over how I chart in future videos again, but this is just one to explain how to use the TradingView chart here. The text box, same thing. You can click and go ahead and type something in, right? And then it'll appear on your chart and you can place it wherever you want. Sometimes I use this for explaining myself a little more on the chart, why I put something somewhere so my subscribers understand it, a little more clearly. But it's not necessary at all, really. This one is a little more complicated. It has ABC type theories and Elliott wave theories. These are trading methods that are a little more advanced, but I definitely will be going into in future videos. A lot of traders use these, but personally, I don't use them, not in crypto at least. This little tool right here is also very important, or just very useful. If you click on it, you can not only measure from which point to which point, like how long that's been, which in this case would be 9 hours and 5 minutes, but you can also measure the distance in percentages. So if you took it from down here all the way to up here, it would show you that Bitcoin at this move of Bitcoin was 15% to the upside. So if you want to measure moves and see how Bitcoin moves, and in percentages, you can just go ahead and click this and see how high it went at a certain point or how low it went at a certain point. And then if you extend it along the x-axis, you can see the time frame. So from this point to this point was 1 day, 17 hours and 25 minutes. That's pretty useful as well. Everything else here, this is just, to remove all the drawings, to remove the indicators. This hides a lot of the drawing tools. This one will lock them all up. I won't show you that right now because I'm not drawing anything. And then this one right here isn't one you really need to know either for now. So I really hope that you guys, took some value out of this video and learned how to use a couple of these buttons up here that might look really freaky if you're new to crypto. But anyways, yeah. I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for more. Thanks very much.